get off at the hotel, and he's like, everyone's got 10 minutes to change. We're going to the bar, like everyone. So we took the team bus to the bar.
Aye, coach.
Yeah, we took
I'll be there in 2.
We took the team bus to the bar, trainers, everybody, and the bar was called Sweaty Betty's. I think it was college night, so there was like a lot of people there when we were there. It was so much fun. Everyone took the bus back too, so we took everyone there. You know, place closed down at 1:30, and we were still all there. And
no one left behind. They're like, "Where's the first baseman? Where's the first?"
Yeah,
baseman?
we got everybody. We got everybody. I mean, there's endless stories like that. I don't know how many of them are appropriate.
Welcome back to the Tailored to You podcast. My next guest and I really went through all the things I want to know when it comes to professional athletes. Are they partying on the road like Dennis Rodman style? But my next guest is my cuz of a cuz, Danny Woodrow. And Danny started as a preferred walk-on in college and then became a Detroit Tigers MLB draft pick in 2016. So he's really hit every level, and we went through that. Oh my gosh, Danny, I might need another crash course. I still don't get it. And so it's just really cool to see where he started, where he is now, and his hopes to play in the majors. He's just really candid and honest about that, and also his ability to close the door if needed. But right now, the door is wide open, and he really shares behind the scenes, on the road, the antics with his teammates, dating, partying, if he's a boxers or a briefs guy. Things got a little weird for cuz of a cuz over here, and that he became a card shark, a little pregame ritual. So this one was really fun for me. Danny is, like I said, just such a humble, nice guy. It was so refreshing to sit down and talk to him about his journey. So I hope you all enjoy Danny Woodrow.
I'll go like out of my way to not tell strangers what I do because they have so many questions. Like in an Uber, stuff like that. They're like, "What do you do?" And if I told them I played baseball, they would ask all these questions. And then the whole system, like the minor leagues, is so complicated that it's a long explanation. And
so how do so if you ever have to explain it, how would you explain it?
Yeah, okay.
Because I could truly use crash course.
Yeah. So it all starts with the draft, the first year player draft. For me, that was after my junior year of college, and you just it's kind of a weird process for a day 3 draft. You know, the first 2 days are more official, top 10 rounds, and it goes a little slower. And day 3 is like rapid fire. It's like I couldn't even keep up with the picks. I think my dad was watching in another room, and he's like, "Hey, you just got drafted," and I wasn't like following or anything, and I got a phone call.
Did you have a draft party?
It was like unofficial. My parents were nice, and they did a little get together for us, so that was fun. So the first step is you just like get on a plane. They fly you down to Florida for me, and you show up, and it's like everything's going around you. You don't know what's happening. You just sign the contract, and then so the first level would be rookie ball, which is like in the spring training complex facility. It's mostly just very young Latin players, and then a lot of the new draft picks go there first. And then they have one step above that is short season, which is just mostly guys out of college, first year. That would be like the lowest level of A-ball is short season because it starts in June, finishes in late August, early September usually. And then the first full season team is the low A team, which is, for me, it was West Michigan, Grand Rapids. And then one step up from that is high A, which is...
I mean, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so I think we're on like level, 4 now, and we're still not even halfway there. And then after high A, you got double A, and then after double A is triple A, and then triple A to the major leagues. So there, I think all in, including the major leagues, there's 7. Rookie ball, short season, low A, high A, double A, triple A. Major leagues 7, and then I know they're gonna cut out a lot this year, so they're gonna like trim a lot of teams out.
Oh well, that's a little nerve-wracking.
I mean, it needs to be done because it's too polluted. It's just like 7 levels you got to get through, and there's 25 to 30 guys on each team. It's like how many realistically have a shot if there's that many players, and I have hit them all. It's kind of like a badge of honor a little bit. You know, I did the whole rookie ball stint, which is a tough deal, and then short season, low A, high A. For high A, it was kind of like a little blip, but then double A and triple A. I actually almost quit baseball when I was in 7th grade. I was with my dad, and he was like hitting me fly balls at the park, and it was a high fly ball, and I stick my glove out, and I just totally missed it, and it hit me right in the cheek. And my eye totally, like, I think I had a little broken cheekbone and
scarring moment.
Black eye, but for like a full year after that, I was like catching balls on the side. I didn't want anything to do with it. Like, almost stopped playing entirely because I was afraid of the ball. So
right,
let's back it up to the outfield.
Yeah.
Get a little further away, kind of let the legs work a little more, and it was the place for me. So
when you have 100-mile-an-hour ball coming at you, like, do you just get up to the plate and get kind of like terrified?
Terrified, you don't really want to say terrified, but sometimes, like, if you know who you're facing and you know that he doesn't know where the ball's going, it's not very fun to be in the batter's box. Like, if you know that the pitcher doesn't have any control, it's pretty scary. But for the most part, like, the higher up you go, the pitchers know what they're doing. They're not just throwing, they're pitching. So you kind of trust, and you don't even think about that as being a possibility.
Have you been hit by like a really fast ball?
Yeah, it sucks. It hurts a lot, but
they're so tiny too. Like, I feel like I would just want to go to like the ambulance.
There's this whole stigma, like, you got to wear it. You can't like act like you're hurt, but there's times where, like, if you get hit in the ribs or you get like somewhere dead arm, oh my god, that hurts so bad, but you can't show it. You just gotta like lock it down. If
someone were get hit really hard by a baseball, has it ever happened where like they don't go to the base and they go in the dugout and cry to people?
Like, they have to come out of the game? Yeah.
Really? Okay, so
if you're actually injured,
they are crying.
If you're actually injured, like, you can break your wrist, break your nose. If you get hit in the face, like, you're gonna come out of the game if you get hit in the head for the most part. So it's not like you have to just like rub dirt on it, and you don't have to be a hero. If you're hurt, you should come out. But for the most part, if it's like a solid part of your body, like the leg or somewhere else, you just take your base.
That's what I always like pick whenever I see people go up to bat. I also played softball way back in the day, so batting was always a little bit nerve-wracking to get hit. That's like the one thing I always hated. And my dad would always be like, he would tell me sometimes if I was like maybe knew that pitcher was a little bit better than me, he'd be like, all right, take one for the team. Like, stick the leg out.
That's a tough strategy if you're going up there with that. It's not fun if you're trying to get hit.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. But
I'm usually getting out of the way. Some people don't move if a pitch is thrown at them. They just, because they want to get hit, because they get to go to first. But for me, I'm bailing on this. I don't want to get hit. It sucks. And
do you like to bat? Because I mean, you are a good hitter. I was looking at your stats.
It's so fun. I mean, the feeling of getting a hit in a game is like, it's indescribable. We talk about it. I talk about it with my friends and teammates all the time. It's like everyone's got that thing that keeps you coming back. I mean, getting a hit is like the best, let alone getting 3-4 hits in a game. It's like you're on top of the world if you can manage to do that.
Have you ever batted against a player that's in the MLB right now?
Yeah. I mean, they're all over the place. There's no shortage of talent in the minor leagues, either on the way up or on the way down, especially in AAA. I can't really speak to it because I haven't gotten the opportunity yet, but I've been around many guys that are up and down throughout the course of the year, and it seems like a mental battle for them, but you can see it on their face, like how they look when they get called up again. It's like, it means the world.
What is the difference batting against someone maybe in rookie ball versus the MLB?
There's a very clear difference. There's a reason why the major leagues is the highest level. I mean, there's no shortage of talent, meaning that at every level you go to, there's going to be guys that can throw 100. There's going to be guys that can hit balls 450 feet. But when you get to the major leagues and AAA, sort of a little bit, it's so much more refined. And pitchers are nailing their spots. They know they're setting up hitters, like trying to make you look like a fool because they know that they can fool you. It's more noticeable the higher up you go. After an at-bat, you'll be like, man, like, that was a pretty good sequence. Like, he got me. Like, I didn't have a chance.
That makes me picture when, you watch baseball and you see a guy strike out lucky and you're like, how did you, like, miss that? But they're probably thinking that in their mind. Like, I did not see that one coming.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, you have to... I feel like I've learned to be very honest with myself, especially through hitting. You go through your at-bat, you're like, did I miss something? Did I get myself out, or did he get me out? And by getting myself out, I mean, like, I was looking for a fastball, and he threw a curveball or a slider or something, and I swung at it and got myself out. Like, that's my fault because I didn't want the curveball. I wanted the fastball, and I still swung at the curveball, which is what he wanted me to do. So I got myself out. But if I was like locked in on a fastball, got the fastball, crushed it, and it goes right to somebody and you're out, like, you can't be upset about that. You have to be honest with your at-bats. Like, did I get myself out or did he get me out? And if he got me out, you can live with that.
It seems like you have a really good temperament too. Like I can't picture you getting mad if you struck out or if the play didn't go your way. You do?
You get mad. Anyway,
bring us the heat. We need you to swear. No, I'm kidding.
I think my closer friends would tell you that like it's very clear if I'm not playing well, like it kind of takes a toll on my personality a little bit. But you really have to try to separate the two. Like it's at the end of the day, it's still a game.
And it's essentially, it's your work too. So it's kind of like how people go home and shut work off.
Yeah, I mean, it's plenty easy to get frustrated about it, but no one feels sorry for you. So that's kind of where the even temperament comes in. Like you kind of learn how to go about things that way in like a kind of a calm way. I'm not even the best at it. I mean, I got friends who I see go through slumps and it's like stone faced. Like you can't even tell that they're upset. And that's like very mentally hard to do.
To not show your emotions.
Yeah, so like that's kind of where I want to be, but
I'm really interested to know like what it's like on the road. I mean, it's got to take a toll on you, but it's also, I mean, is it a little bit fun?
Yeah, it's both for sure. In the minor leagues, it's a long season, 140 games, 142 games, and a lot of it's on the road. And you're not flying private. You're busing.
That's what I was going to ask you. Yeah,
it gets nicer as you go up, you know. In A-ball, you got one coach bus that everyone's crammed into, and maybe not necessarily even a new one, like an old crappy bus. AA was like a newer bus, but still just one. And then AAA was the first time where it was like, now we've got two buses for the whole team, so everyone can have their own seat, and it's a sleeper bus. So it was pretty nice for the sleeper buses, actually. If you like sleeping in a coffin, you'd like a sleeper bus.
In a coffin?
Yeah.
You're like all confined in there?
It's like there's a lounge in the front, and then there's a lounge in the back, and then the middle is like 3 rows of beds, and if you're laying on your back, you have like maybe 8 inches to look up and see the ceiling.
Oh my gosh, no, that would give me serious anxiety. I'm really
like
claustrophobic.
A little curtain, you just like close the curtain in your little shelf and you go to sleep.
You're like night to all like your friends.
Yeah, but you don't get a lot of sleep on those because you can play cards all night and just.
I was gonna say I picture like playing cards, all hanging out, road trip. Well, so like I saw Michael Jordan. When he played for the minor leagues for the White Sox, was like, forget this. So he bought everyone the bus and like would just pay for everyone to travel. So you don't have one of those with you.
You get some veterans in AAA. You get some veterans that sign with you every now and then, and they might not even go on the bus. They might just fly to whatever city we're going to. But if they do come on the bus, they make it a lot more fun because they're always the one that's like trying to gamble more, trying to get the pot bigger, and it's like guys like me, when you see those games going on, you're like, I gotta back
You're like,
out.
tap
Yeah,
out.
I'll just watch this one, maybe. Yeah.
So do you guys? So the cards get extreme. Is there a lot of gambling on the road trips?
Gambling, yes and no, but cards, like even just for fun, all the time. I mean, absolute card shark. I can't ever tell you a time where I've played more cards than last year in Toledo. Just every game, because you're in the locker room for so long before the game. There's nothing to do but play cards, and you get really good at it. You get super competitive with it. My roommate and I kept like a gin total for the whole season. I mean, we must have played like 300 games of gin on like a tally sheet before the end of the year.
So it sounds like it's like your pregame ritual.
Yeah, you got to get in a couple card games.
And so does that kind of ease your mind before a game? Kind of turns it off, relax?
A little bit. I mean,
get a little heated too.
Yeah, it's just something to do. It's something so you're not just like sitting in your chair waiting for the game to start. It's just fun. Plus you're good friends with all your teammates, and you just kind of just have fun with them.
And so then what's the living situation like?
It's different as you go up again, like most things. You start out, they help you out.
They really try to keep you guys humble. They're like, this is what we're starting with. This is what you could have.
Yeah, they help you out to start. I mean, for us with the Tigers, when you showed up in Florida, you're staying at these dorms. And the guy I met on the first day from the airport, we lived in the same dorm together. He was from California. I was coming from Chicago. And we were just like figuring it out together. And he's one of my best friends today. We still talk every day, and we still talk about like that first night in the dorms. We're like, dude, we had no idea what was going on. We're sleeping on this tiny little dorm bed. It's all rickety in there, and
you're like, just got drafted.
Yeah, we're like,
welcome,
what are we supposed
roommate.
to do? They're like, they told us to go to, to the locker room at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Like, what are we supposed to do until then? You're just like, I don't know. Just
cards.
Go to sleep.
Do you know how to play gin?
Yeah.
But like, I'm just wondering too, like, so when you're traveling stuff, like, how does it go? Like, are you single? Like, how does it go with dating? Like, I always wonder how just athletes in general with traveling, because it's especially baseball, it is so, I mean, the turnover is like, I think they're playing every day, honestly.
Yeah, it is every day.
In different cities.
It's different for everybody. Some people are fine in a relationship and some people struggle with the distance. Me, I've been mostly single for my baseball career, like relationship for one of the years, and it was fine both ways. I mean, a lot of my teammates are married, so guys make it work all the time. It's just, if it's depending on the person. If you're a person that can handle that, then it's fine. It doesn't really affect the relationship. But for people that need like that contact, to be in physical contact 24/7, that would never work.
When are you able to go out and be social with training and with?
It's really on you. It's like in
if you want to party, you'll make it happen.
Yeah.
It's like Dennis Rodman style.
Yeah, no one's gonna stop you. You learn to stop yourself. You learn that you're like, this is not a sustainable lifestyle. I can't be having no responsibilities and showing up to the field and performing. Like, you gotta pick one. You can't have both. For me, there's guys that can have both, but like, I'm not one of those people. So, and plus I'm not like a big partier. Like, I'm not trying to go out, so I don't struggle with that. I enjoy it, but I don't struggle with not being able to go out all the time.
So are there sometimes players for games will be hungover for practice or hungover for games, and everyone's like, come on, dude?
Well, yeah, but there's times where it's like a badge of honor. Like, you did this as a team, and now you have a game the next day, and like, you're gonna fight through it together, even though it's like a pretty pathetic reason to fight through something, but like, it's fun. When I was in A-ball in Grand Rapids, we clinched the first half. They like divided up into halves the season, and there's a first half winner and a second half winner to make the playoffs and stuff. So we clinched first half playoff spot, and we were in Bowling Green, and our manager gets on the bus, and we get off at the hotel, and he's like, everyone's got 10 minutes to change. We're going to the bar, like everyone. So we took the team bus to the bar.
Aye, coach.
Yeah,
I'll be there too.
We took the team bus to the bar, trainers, everybody. And the bar was called Sweaty Betty's in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Oh my gosh. So I went to University of Kentucky, so I have some friends from Bowling Green. I'll have to see if anyone knows Sweaty Betty's.
It's like a Western Kentucky college bar, and I think it was college night, so there was like a lot of people there when we were there, but it was so much fun. I mean, everyone took the bus back too, so we took everyone there. Place closed down at 1:30, and we were still all there. And
no one left behind. They're like, where's the first baseman? Where's the first baseman?
Yeah, we got everybody.
That's hilarious. Do you have any other like funny, I just would love to know like the behind the scenes like stories, like when you're traveling, or even just, are there certain people like MLB players that you played with and that now are, in the pros and you're still friends with, or you've had a funny story with, or?
Yeah, I mean, there's endless stories like that. I don't know how many of them are appropriate. I can try to. I'll think of them as we go.
Please indulge, please.
I'll think of them as we go.
All right, I teed that up. Are there any players too when you were growing up? Because I was just thinking back, like numbers you've had that you idolized, or did you have a baseball player that you were like, he's my hero when you were little?
Yeah, it changed a lot. Sammy Sosa was like the first one. He was
Really?
like the very first one.
Wasn't he the Cubs too?
Yep.
For a while?
Yeah, I was a Cubs fan for a while until 2003. The Cubs shattered my heart.
Wow, you remember it to the day.
I remember it. That was when they lost in the NLCS. And then 2 years later, the White Sox won the World Series, and my grandparents are huge White Sox fans, and they just kind of like brought me in.
Oh my gosh, wait, they totally are. Like, as you've said that, they're always wearing, because Uncle Mike has so much white. We haven't even really prefaced to how we know each other.
They're Southsiders. Yeah, we're like second cousins, right?
We're
cousins.
We're cuz of cuz.
Yeah. Of cuz.
What about when the Cubs won the World Series though? You didn't want to go back?
I didn't want to go back. No.
It was too hard.
It wasn't too hard. It was just like the bitterness hadn't left me yet, so I just wanted to see them lose, honestly. But I was happy that they won. You
stuck to your guns.
Yeah.
So have you ever played at Wrigley?
No, not at Wrigley. I've played at, what do they call it now? Guaranteed Rate Field, where the White Sox play. it's gone through like 4 different names in the last 10 years.
I mean, I can't
Guaranteed
keep
rate
track.
field,
I'm like, I don't even want to go out
that's a
there.
keeper.
So I'm not going to remember what it is.
I played there in high school. There's like a Catholic schools versus public schools all-star game type deal. And I got to be a part of that. And so there were some good players there. Players that I still play against to this day. I remember them from that game. They were on Simeon.
So you were in high school. Do you remember what grade?
Senior year.
So now they're playing in the minor leagues too?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So do you keep those connections?
Yes and no. I mean, you always know of them and you're like, kind of have that connection. Like you want them to do well because you're from the same town, and there's not a lot of Chicago pro ball players. I mean, there's a good amount, but as a whole, guys from Illinois, not a big representation in pro ball because
really
everyone's from Florida, Texas, California, places where they grew up playing all year round. So
so do you think that the colder states are at a disadvantage?
Yeah, I mean the kids that play all year round are just naturally better, and they're always gonna continue to get better because they can keep playing.
So this is what we can just say. You know, anybody who grown up and has that baseball dream in the suburbs of Chicago, you can do it, but just go out to Florida for the winter.
Personally, I'm glad that how I went about it. I got to do other things. You know, it was never like this is what you're gonna be. It was like you can choose your own path. And I played golf in high school, and it was a blast to get away from baseball for that and go play 9 holes with your friends on the golf team and have a hot dog after school. Like that was awesome. And I'm glad I wasn't playing year round.
Like baseball wasn't your total life.
Yeah. I still try to separate it. I don't want to be like identified as a baseball player first. I mean, it's naturally going to happen because it's my job. So, but I think it's important that my personality shows that there's more to me than just a baseball player.
This episode of the Tailored to You podcast is sponsored by Campus Customs, a woman-owned small business. Now, here's the thing. Before I go into what Campus Customs is all about, I think we can all agree that when you go to a sporting event, you see everyone wearing the same jersey, the same t-shirt. I see everyone in the same Cub shirt, Bears, whatever it may be, Hawks. And I want to be a little different. I want to find a cool shirt, and that's where Campus Customs comes in. They provide our fans, from the rookies to the Hall of Famers, a way to stand out from the rest of the crowd by creating unique pieces to represent that free-spirited energy of fandom. So go ahead and visit campuscustoms.com and use code T2U for a special discount. Now, what I love too is that this company was founded with the ideals of really having a creative outlet and a side hustle. So it's really cool how this company originated. So go ahead and visit campuscustoms.com and use code T2U for a special discount. And so you've been with the Tigers organization from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And so how does that work? So if you ever wanted to, if you're in the minor leagues, can you become a free agent and go trade to another team? Or can you kind of go through that whole process for someone who truly has no idea?
Honestly, like
a lot of the listeners probably do.
I don't even understand some of it now. Like it's very complicated. But to become a minor league free agent, you have like 7 years. So I think I'm still 2 years away, and I've been with the Tigers for 5 years. I'd either have to get traded, which I can't control, or stick around for 2 more years, or get called up and sent down. So those would be like how I would move about.
How long is the average age, or how long do people usually go in the minor leagues before, when they're pursuing the majors? How long would people go, and how long would you go?
That's a good question. How long would I go? That's a good question. There's a lot of people trying to get to the bottom of that one, myself included.
Oh, really?
But I think if you had to give an average number, it'd be 5 years. Average time spent in the minor leagues, 4 or 5 years before getting called up or released. For most people, it's like significantly less. Like most of the people that are in the major leagues spent 4 or 5 years in the minor leagues, but most of the people in the minor leagues don't spend, like, I'm trying to figure out how to say it. To be around in the minor leagues for 4 or 5 years is more difficult than it sounds. Most people get released after 1 or 2 years.
So you've stuck around for a long time, which makes me feel like you're like right there. Also, now you're AAA. So do you foresee that next step coming for you for the majors?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all in on baseball so far, so you can't be like 1 foot out the door and looking on to the next thing, but try not to put too much pressure on it. I just try to do what I know how to do, which is my game. And I think I'm pretty good at my game, and I just am waiting for the opportunities and just trying to prove that I can be like a reliable Major League Baseball player. So you just got to keep showing your talent. That's the only way to do it, really.
One game at a time.
Yeah.
And so would it be a dream for you to play, if you were to get pulled up to major leagues, and we're manifesting it here, so hopefully that happens,
Okay.
big manifestors. But would it be Detroit Tigers for you, or is there a team that, obviously this might actually impact you right now, so I don't know if we just say that, but growing up, was there a team that you were like, oh God, I would have loved to wear that jersey?
I'd wear any of them.
Political, yeah, answer.
Yeah. No, I like, it'd be an honor to play for the Tigers. It's a storied franchise, and just any team that would give me an opportunity, like further down the road at other points, if I get traded, like it would be great no matter what. So, but if I had to pick,
He's like, I will.
it would be really cool to play for the Cubs or the White Sox. I mean,
Really?
I grew up here, so you can't go away from that. Yeah.
I will say, I remember I came home for when they won the World Series. I think that was 2017 or
16, I think.
yes.
Yeah.
I came home. I mean, every single bar on Wrigley had like a $50 cover or more than $50, and it was just so fun. Everyone jam packed. People were getting arrested. I mean, total Wrigleyville style. It was, how many years had it been? 101 or 100 years?
Too long. Too many years.
But yeah, I think Cubs would be so cool.
Being in Chicago playing baseball would be a dream come true.
So earlier you said something when I asked about kind of like your future, and you're like, well, I'm thinking about it too. In what way are you thinking about things?
Just like how I want my career to go, how I would see it going. And just kind of the harsh reality is that you don't get paid much in the minor leagues. So it's like, how long do you want to stick around and go through that with the potential of making more money in the major leagues? Or is there a point where you're just like, I've done all I could do here, and there's other things in life for me than baseball? But right now,
that's a tough decision.
But right now, I'm all in on baseball. It's like, I know that there's other things for me too. So I'm not worried about baseball ending.
Kind of like what you were saying earlier, you're not the baseball guy. You have so many other things to offer. So if that door closes, you could accept that.
Yeah, I can accept that if it closes. But
right now it's wide open though.
It's wide open.
We're going to the MLB.
It's wide open right now, and I'm all in on it. So you have to be. You can't be like tentative about it. There's guys I've played with who are like just kind of wasting their time. They're like, yeah, I got drafted. I know I don't really have a shot of making it, but like I'm just gonna keep playing. And it's like wasting your life, kind of. So I don't want to be that.
And I
guy.
feel like that's not a good mentality in general.
Yeah. If I get
maybe they're just saying that to like make themselves feel better. I don't know.
They must be. It must be something like that.
Because they wouldn't be there if they didn't want to go to the next level.
You'd be surprised. Some
Really?
guys they just want to play. But if I ever got the sense that like I was wasting my time, I would stop. But like I said, I don't get that sense right now. I feel like the door's wide open, so I feel like I'm in a good spot. But if I did get that sense, I would be not hesitant about leaving.
So I always ask this of all the athletes I have sat down with. What was the best moment for you as an athlete?
That's a tough question. I haven't really won anything like a big championship. Unfortunately, we've kind of been on the bad end of that. All 3 years I was at Creighton, we lost in the Big East championship game.
So you guys got there all 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, we got there all 3 years and we lost all 3 years. So it's.
What are those feelings like for you? Yeah, like
it's like it's definitely like a tearful feeling. Like you just want to cry because you worked all year for that moment to win that and get a chance to go play in regionals. That's what you kind of use as your motivation the whole year working out, and you're right there, and then you lose, and it's like that's not supposed to happen.
well, and it's almost harder too when you get the taste of it because like you're that close. It'd almost be better to be out in the first round. Or would you not look at it that way?
No, it's better. It's better to make it there for sure. It's
You're like,
fun.
I'd rather cry my eyes out at home knowing that I made it.
Go big or go home. I would have to say like just the collective season of 2017. That was when I was in Grand Rapids. We had just an amazing group of guys on that team, and we were so close. That was the team where we took the team bus to the bar, so it's no surprise that like that
You're
was
gonna
a
hang
fun
with
group.
the Sweaty
Yeah,
Betty crew.
that was a fun group of guys
That
to
lives
be
on.
around, and we all talked about it we were kind of like aware of it as it was happening. We're like, this is the most fun I've ever had playing baseball by far, and we were honest. Like we're like, this is probably not going to happen going forward because team chemistry is tough to find, especially in the minor leagues. Guys are trying to, get up. They're trying to move up. So
is there that competitive factor?
Yes and no. I mean, you're always rooting for your teammates because winning's fun. Yeah, at the end of the day, I'd rather, hit 280 for a winning team than hit 350 for a team that loses every game. Like that would be no fun.
But you'd be a really good hitter.
You'd be a really good hitter, but like it's just not fun. You can't recreate that good team experience. And we were really good too in West Michigan. I think we won like 95 games. We were like 95-30, dominated all summer, and we had a great team. And we had like these post-game celebrations every time we won. Whoever had the best game like contributed the most. We played the same song. They would hide in like the back room, and then when the song dropped, like they'd come flying out. We just throw a bunch of stuff at them. It was like so dumb, but
do you
it was
guys
so
dump
much
like the
fun.
Gatorade on coaches if you
Rarely.
win?
If you do like a walk-off, you can do that, but it's pretty rare. Most
Do you
of
have
the
a
time it's
walk-up
like
song?
baby powder and stuff like that flying around the locker room. Yeah, it's really hard for the clubbies to clean up. We got in trouble for that actually. So
I need these stories to come out. Oh, but he's like, oh, we actually got in trouble for that one. Wait, so what's your walk-up song, or do you guys have those?
It changes. I don't know. I just like something that is catchy. I like to do something that I feel like if I'm picturing like a big crowd at the game, like I want to do something that like people would like, not necessarily what I would like.
One for the people.
Yeah. I guess it's fun when you have a fun walkout. Like it just makes everything more fun.
And everyone's just like all excited.
Yeah,
It is fun. I love listening to those.
And if you want to switch it up, you can switch it up. Like if you want to do something you want for one game, you can just call up to the press box and have them do it. So it's fun to mess around with it.
You're not married to a walk-up song. You can always change
Yeah,
those.
it's fluent.
It's not tied to a season.
Yeah.
Is there like some serious banter too, like in the locker room, on the bench?
Some guys are better at it than others. I'm not very quick with it, but some guys are like, you can't even believe how quick they thought of an insult for somebody. It's unbelievable.
I love watching when they mic up players. They do it a lot in pro football, and you hear like what they're talking about throughout the game. Does that ever happen in baseball, where they mic you up and then post it?
I haven't been mic'd up, but I talk to myself a lot during the games, especially in the outfield. You're alone out there. You got to find something to do.
You have an
I'll just
imaginary
kinda,
friend
look
just hanging
around,
out.
like, looking around the crowd, kind of narrate people a little bit, and just in my head.
Like you're like people watching.
Yeah, people watch.
You're like,
they're
that
watching
couple
me.
over there, they started dating about 3 years ago. He just got her hot dog.
Yeah, it's funny to think about actually. Like if you're a fan at a game, you think that the players don't notice anything, but they do. They're looking around. It's fun to look around. It's just like everything blends together, so it's hard to like single somebody out, but you're always looking through the crowd, see what's going on.
That's so funny. I would never picture the players like looking at, well, I'm acting like they spotted me right in the crowd. I'm probably like, back then I was probably like, reaching out, like when we go to the Hawks games, like Patrick Kane would always be like, please see me. But
they probably did at some point. Like
Oh
they're
my
always
God.
looking. At least I am. I don't know. Maybe I can speak for everybody. I think I can, but yeah.
What about smack talk on the field?
It's limited. I mean, just depends on the situation, I guess. Like, if you want to get in an argument with somebody, like, you can always do that. You don't have to go very far to find an argument on a baseball field.
Like, what could you say that would like rile someone up? Do you ever like talk to the catcher?
Yeah.
And say something?
Well, if the catcher's like trying to chirp you, like, maybe pitcher throws a pitch and he kind of butchered it, like dropped his glove or something, you tell him he caught it like dog shit or something like that. Just like, sorry for swearing.
No.
But,
Oh, no. All you.
It's just part of the game. It's better to just kind of be friends with the other team. It works out better for you if you don't have enemies. But if you want them, like, they're there. It's not hard to find. So.
I'm always interested in the smack talks. I feel like it can go one way or another. I wanted to ask you too, as we're kind of wrapping up, if you could, I always wonder too, like going back when you were, a young baseball player, did you ever think that you would be here today and this would be your career?
No, I don't think so. I think maybe in third grade, I said I wanted to be a professional baseball player, but I think my teacher said, like, you have to choose something more realistic. It sounds cliche that I'm telling this as a story, but
No, I don't think that sounds cliche. That's so interesting that a teacher would say that.
Yeah,
I feel like they'd be like, go for your dream.
No, it's kind of weird actually thinking, like, why would you ever say that to a kid? But it hasn't been like a chip on my shoulder. Like, I'm not trying to show Mrs. Scott that I'm a professional baseball player. Like, I don't care, but.
Well, you showed her.
Yeah, I did show her. Minor league baseball player now.
Hey, AAA, like we said, you're going to be up there. But I also want to play a game. So sometimes I like to just do little rapid fire questions. You know, we kind of got to know Danny, the baseball player. So let's get to know maybe you on a little bit more personal level.
Okay.
A little bit. Right. With some, like, these are some really serious questions. Okay. Are you ready for the first one? Like really deep.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, let's see what we got.
What is your favorite cereal?
Reese's Puffs.
Reese's Puffs.
Quick answer. That's like a quick. Confident.
This is rapid fire.
Confident answer right there. Reese's Puffs.
Reese's Puffs are so good. I also love Captain Crunch.
You can eat them at any time. Like, it's almost better to eat Reese's Puffs late at night than it is in the morning for cereal.
Literally, I used to always eat Cocoa Puffs like after dinner when I was like in high school. It was like a ritual. Okay, the next one. If you could only watch one movie for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Right now, I'm pretty big on Pineapple Express.
Really?
They kick that onto Netflix every once in a while, and I always watch it like immediately.
Okay, this is actually embarrassing to admit. I don't think I've seen it all the way through.
It's worth it.
So I guess
It's worth the watch. Yes. It's so dumb. Anyone looking for like a serious movie, like Pineapple Express is not the one to watch. But
are you a stay in or a go out kind of guy?
Definitely a stay in guy. Yeah, no, I liked it more in college. Like, I feel like the last couple of years I kind of had some like social anxiety issues. And then I feel like this year, like, I'm kind of working through that a lot more and felt sick to my stomach, just anxious about being in a crowded place. Getting through that for sure, and not dealing with that anymore is good, but for sure a stay in person.
Wow. Well, thanks for sharing that too.
It's all right. I mean, it's normal. Yeah. I feel like if anyone else ever felt that way, like I would want to talk to them about it and like.
No, 100%. You know? I have a really big personality, and when I go out, like, people would probably assume that I'm like, because I can talk to a wall. But when I go out, sometimes I get like anxious and I have like that anxiety, and then I end up just talking. Like, I have like I just can't stop getting my words out because I'm just trying to like fill, like space in a conversation. Like, I don't know if you ever feel that way, but like the awkward silence.
Yeah, for me, it was like, I would just have to get through it. And the problem was I wouldn't get through it. I would just leave. I would go home, or I would just not do it to begin with. But once I'm in there for like maybe 5-10 minutes, not long at all, like, I warm up to it and it's fine. So, but it was just like the anxiety of getting through that 5-10 minute period was enough to make me not want to go out at all.
And hopefully now that we got to know each other and you're in Chicago and so close, we'll be hanging out.
Yeah.
Okay, this next one. Who's your favorite cousin? Me, cousin of cuz? Am I the new favorite?
Does that even count? I don't think cousin of a cousin even counts.
No.
I couldn't choose. Let's just stir the pot a little bit. Yes. Let's say Audrey's my favorite cousin.
Oh, Audrey Woodrow, shout out. I'll have to tag her.
Shout out Audrey Woodrow.
Share this with all of your Paris friends. She's 13.
Yeah, she does have Paris friends. That could be good for my cred, actually.
Yeah. Throw it out. We got some European listeners. Okay, skydiving or shark diving?
Skydiving.
Really? Have you ever done it?
Sharks. Nope, haven't done either. But I would never dive with sharks.
No, I really want to go to Cape Town, but like the main thing you do there is great white shark diving. And I was maybe into the idea of it until that movie came out, 40 Meters Down, where like the cage goes to the bottom and the shark. I mean, if you don't like sharks, you could not watch that movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not a good idea. Jumping out of a plane is not a good idea either.
I love that you said that. Like, it's just not. Like, why put yourself in a situation where you could die?
Right.
Watch me, like, you guys are seeing my Instagram in like 2 years. I'm gonna be like posing with like in like the shark cage.
No, I say like, why would you put yourself in a situation where you could die? And then I choose skydiving. Like, that's the same thing. So.
Well, I gave you literally the two options. But no, I don't think I could ever do plane either. I just tune it. But I also heard that when you do great white shark diving, the water's so murky that they throw chum on you, and so by the time the shark comes to you, it's literally like he's like in your face. It comes out of nowhere. So yeah, it's gonna be a no for me.
Just in water with fish guts. No.
All right, I'm glad we're on the same page with that one, but I still wouldn't skydive. If you were ordering for the table, what would you order?
Like a caprese. Kind of a sucker for... Wait, what kind of place are we talking about?
Wait, I'm dying at like how quick you are with these answers.
I'm just going off the first thing that comes to my head.
Well, that's the whole point,
rattling
yeah.
out, yeah.
Are you a night owl or an early bird?
I wish I was an early bird, but I'm a night owl at heart. I mean, I hate the feeling of sleeping in. Like, you feel like a loser if you just wake up at 11 o'clock. Like, you got to get up.
You have like that morning shame.
You got to get up.
Brush your teeth at 4 p.m. It was one of those days.
Yeah, I can't be like a
It was me today,
5 a.m.
actually.
I can't be like a 5 a.m. wake up guy. Like, it's just too much.
And I always try to work out before my day, and I just need to accept the fact that that's just not me. It's never gonna be.
That's actually important, because it's like important to work out at a time where it's best for your body. So if you're like forcing it in the morning when you're not awake, as opposed to maybe just wait and do it on your lunch break or after work where you're more alert, you might get more out of it if you do it.
Wow, you're making me feel so much better.
Yeah, you gotta do
true.
what's
I would
best
go
for
to
your
yoga,
body.
and I'd be just pretty much in like child's pose the whole time.
Yeah, it's pointless.
I'd be like sleeping essentially. That's great. So what is your motto? What do you live by?
Well, I don't know if I have a motto.
Then you can just share one of those funny stories from earlier. I'll swap that.
I think self-awareness is important. So that would kind of be like the main, like, I always want to be conscious of what I'm doing and what effect it has on other people. Not be like obsessed about how my actions affect others, but like just being aware of that it's possible my actions are affecting others. Some people are just like kind of a tornado of destruction and they're not even aware of it. So I like to be like kind of in tune with that, and I feel like it makes me be a better person to be around. But for a story,
Here we go. I was gonna say too, man for the people again. You're always thinking about others.
yeah,
I feel like
it's not like a weird story or anything. It's just kind of like when I was in high A, I was there for like 5 games, and then I got called up to double A. Someone got hurt, so they needed to like use me as a filler, and we were on a road trip in high A, so it was like a 2-hour place that was 2 hours away. We were there for 2 days. I brought a backpack with like a pair of boxers, just enough to get me through 2 days.
So you're a boxers guy, you're not briefs.
Boxer briefs. Yeah, like the combo. I like the combo.
This got weird because.
Yeah, not too far. I lost my train of thought there.
I honestly did too.
Bottom line, I didn't have like any clothes with me, and I got called up to a whole new team. So I traveled with a backpack to Erie, Pennsylvania, and I had to wait like a month for all my stuff to get with me, to get sent to me. So that was an interesting time, like having like
Literally traveling with like
one outfit to wear, like you just wash it when you can.
like in the
wait
sink.
for your stuff to show up. Yeah, that was a tough time.
Gosh, well, I've seriously loved getting to know you. This is just so fun too, our connection and how close you are now too. So we'll get to hopefully hang out more, and just thank you for sharing your whole journey, because again too, the minor leagues, like I said, is something that I think is hard if you're not actually experiencing it, hard to wrap around your head. To be able to learn your experiences and a couple of funny stories along the way has been so fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was a good time, good conversation.
Oh, of course. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Tailored to You podcast. Subscribe on Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify. Leave us a rating and review, and follow on Instagram and Facebook at T2U Podcast. And I really do encourage you to make this podcast tailored to you. So go ahead and visit T2Upodcast.com and submit questions you might have for me, for the guests, types of guests you want to see on, possibly you. Send it in. Topics of interest, really anything you want, and let's keep talking on Tuesdays.